I'm Ellie.
I'm Izzie.
And welcome to She Hit Me With a Cactus.
Don't really understand what's going on. It's very hard.
No, it is sensitive.
It's not my only problem. Are you sure it's a bathroom?
He had chicken feet.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, welcome to another episode of She Hit Me With a Cactus. Today we are joined by a very special guest. It's Victoria Clark, the VC.
Woo!
She's in the house.
We've made it on.
Finally, we've made it out of the group chat and got you on the
And we're here. We're finally here.
How are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you guys? Overwhelmed.
Oh.
Overwhelmed.
It's
What are you overwhelmed
It's an
with?
overstimulating day. It's just a lot of lights and
What's overstimulating?
lights, camera, action. Not
At
you.
all times. Just me, thanks. I'll go.
You are overstimulated.
See you later.
What do you mean a lot of lights, camera, action?
Well, it's very early, isn't it? It was actually not early now, but I've been up for a while.
Okay, no worries.
That was my choice, though. You did wake up very early.
Yes, I did.
You did. What time did you wake up? Tell people what a buffoon you are.
A buffoon.
A buffoon!
Okay, 5:45. It was an early wake up.
It was
call.
5:30 a minute ago.
No, I said 5:45. Listen with your ears. How do we know you, Vicky?
My occupation is that I send Ellie far too many TikToks and WhatsApp voice notes, and that's why I'm here.
Lovely, lovely.
She does.
I do.
Loves a
I
story
can't
time.
concisely tell a story, so I
think
just
that's
like
fair.
a WhatsApp voice note.
Yeah, you're one
Are
of
you a
those
voice-
friends.
I am. Yeah.
I sometimes am. Rarely do I listen to all of someone's voice note though, because if some of them are like 45 minutes long from my
Yeah, but-
friends,
You're not that bad.
And no.
okay,
You're
I
like
can
a-
deal with that.
If something happens during the day, you don't want me to type it out because my spelling's atrocious anyway, so
Okay.
you're not going to be able
That
to
is-
decipher anything
That is
I'm
probably
saying.
better then. Fine.
Yeah.
No, and the
I like
other
to
thing
narrate
you
it.
realised the other day was that you're able to do like
You can
short...
do little videos,
Yeah.
like a little circle on WhatsApp.
Oh,
And, like you just like record a little. It's like a little vlog.
that's very cute.
Yeah.
comes
So
up
I
with
feel
a,
like
like a
now
little...
I've upgraded.
Feel free
Yeah.
not to
You're getting vlogs.
love that.
It comes up with a little circle, and I
Yeah.
opened it. And I could just see Vicky's face, like
Little update.
Yeah, just like
What happens during your day that's worth recording?
Listen, I
So
just feel
many
like
things.
so much. I just feel like whenever I'm by myself, something always happens. And
Okay.
then I'm like, well, I have to tell someone. Ellie
Is that
the
someone?
receiver of this? So.
oh my god, talking about things that just weirdly happen. I didn't tell you this yesterday, but I found myself in a very strange situation at work. So I went to the bathroom. This is not the weird situation.
Very unusual.
Wow. I went to the bathroom and the cleaner was in the toilets, and she started talking, but like as if we were already mid conversation.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
like didn't say hello. It was like,
No, it was like, and then I went and I was like,
and
Are you sure
then
she wasn't on the
went to
phone?
no, she was not on the phone. She was looking dead at me, and she was like, and then I said, yeah, of course you can come round for a takeaway. She's 7, by the way. And I was like, who?
But did you roll with it, or were you like, what?
Yeah, I rolled with it. And she was
Yeah.
like, oh, she's 7, by the way. And she comes round every single Friday. And I was thinking, I don't know who you're talking about. And I don't know whether you think we've had a conversation previously or whether you've been talking to me whilst I've been in the cubicle. And I've
But
just
how did
been
you carry on the
ignoring it.
conversation? Because
And
I feel like I would have been like, yeah, she was 7. Yeah.
I
You're
just
right.
I just went, okay. And she went, she only lives like 3 doors down. And she comes around, she goes, Nanny.
Oh, she
can
didn't
we
give
have
up.
a-"
Nanny?
Yeah, she was like, Nanny, can we have a takeaway? And I was like, okay.
Oh, so it's not just like a random 7-year-old.
No,
Oh, okay.
I've
So related
yeah.
7-year-old.
That's her granddaughter. And then she went, oh, and she always says, oh, because granddad's now in heaven, I'll look
Oh my
after
God.
you. And I was like, oh. And
This is an astonishing conversation to have in the toilet.
But how do you end that conversation? Because I'd be like,
Have a nice day.
okay,
Exactly. And then she just,
bye.
she went,
I'm off.
she went, oh, because my husband passed away 3 years ago. And I was like,
Oh my God.
oh, I'm really sorry.
No.
Were you washing your hands? Well, you
Yes.
just stood there.
I was washing my hands,
Are you-
and then I had to I was like, I can't use the hand dryer because it's going to drown her out. That's really rude. So I was like, I'm
So you
going to have
just
to
stood
use.
there with like
I'm
wet
so
hands at
soggy.
this point. Like,
I was like,
"Oh."
I'm really sorry. And then I was like picking up a paper towel and like drying like every inch of my finger,
To try and
trying to
eke
wait
out
for
the
her to
time.
stop talking. And then she was like, oh, so yeah, she's coming round this evening, and you know, it will just happen. And then she just left.
What?
I think what
she
happened.
left.
She left.
She, before
She just
you.
walked out.
She backed out. She reversed.
Closes the door.
She
Like a
reversed.
disappearing
Like a
act.
vision.
Yeah, she reversed out of the room, and I stood there and like just contemplated for a second. I was like, "Did that just happen?" And then I was like, that was
Was
really
it a
weird.
ghost?
And then I walked out, and
She was
just
nowhere to be
and
seen.
just her trolley remained, and I don't know where she was.
You definitely imagine that.
Yeah.
Or that was like,
Some kind of
I think,
hallucination.
she was either in the male toilets or she was in the disabled bathroom. But like,
maybe she
know.
wasn't.
no, she was definitely there. It was just the fact that she started the conversation like in the middle of a sentence.
That's really weird.
And I was like, this.
Are you okay?
I.
Do you want to talk about it?
I walked out and I was going to tell Alice about it, but she was on the phone, and then I sort of just like forgot about
Or
it.
just
for the
sat
rest
there
of
at
the
your
day.
desk like,
Something
just
occurred.
happened. Well, I think I was having a weird day yesterday anyway because the window was open.
Right, well that throws my day right
and that
off.
set the tone for the day.
Hasn't the office been unbelievably
It's a
warm
sauna
this
in there.
week?
It's either way
hot.
too
It's
hot or way too cold.
Unbelievably warm, like
Okay.
tropical island heat.
It's quite nice, no?
And no,
Not when you
it's
come
like-
dressed for winter.
No, but it's at
Yeah.
that point where it's stuffy,
Yeah.
and I sit next to a window, but the window opens like towards me. I'm sat and it's blowing.
Why does that mean it's bad? That's
Because
nice.
it's
It feels
like
too
direct.
Because
hot.
it's like literally at
Yeah.
me.
Like a wind tunnel.
So I'm in a wind tunnel, but only like half my head, and then the other head's in the Bahamas, and I'm like,
I'm now confused.
yeah, no.
Well, thank you for sharing, both of you.
Alright,
That's
just-
great.
I really felt like I had to get that out of my
Maybe
system.
I'll gift
It's
you a
just-
fan for your birthday.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to solve the rest of the people's problems.
No.
So they can
that's
all have a
true.
fan from me. One of those mini handheld ones. Shall we play Fact or Fiction?
Yes.
Niall, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I was late.
He was late and got a
I
tongue
don't know whether I
lashing.
need to cough or not.
You can cough.
Cough.
It's a free space.
Go for it.
But I don't want to
Go,
interrupt the
girl.
conversation and just slowly die
He's
in
just
the corner.
sitting in the corner going...
Okay, so for those that are new here, I'm going to read out. Yeah.
Still there.
Oh, Niall.
Take a little moment for yourself. It's okay.
Take a breath.
There we go.
Oh, sorry, just to interrupt you.
You didn't even start.
Just because I said take a breath, and that really just wound myself up, because whenever I'm angry and I'm having a go at Freddie,
He says,
in
take
a
a breath.
nice way, he goes, Ellie, take a breath.
Oh, I
Doesn't
was.
that just
Oh.
wind you up?
Oh,
That's on par with someone being like, calm down.
Yes.
that
I'm
really
getting riled
helps.
up now.
I just annoyed myself by saying
Take a breath.
Sorry, carry on.
Right, so I'm going to read a phrase or a sentence, and you've got to tell me whether it's true or false, or fact or fiction.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
thanks, Izzy. I know we've done it before.
I thought that was clear
Yes,
from
I'm
the
aware of
title.
the rules.
Izzy, is this your first time here?
Right, the first one. The hummingbird egg is the world's smallest bird egg.
Bird egg.
Bird egg.
Well, yeah, because fish eggs are teeny tiny, aren't
I
they?
don't know why bird egg just sounded really weird.
Bird
in my
egg.
head.
Are there any smaller birds than a hummingbird?
baby
Wren.
hummingbirds?
Aren't wrens really small? Little
Not
wren.
smaller than a hummingbird, no?
I've never seen
Like
a
a-
hummingbird.
Bonus point either way if you can guess the size of it.
Guess the size.
Of the egg? Or
What?
the
Just be
hummingbird?
like
Little.
Or give me a size.
I'm going to say like
like centimetres.
10 centimetres, 3
Look at my hands.
I'm going to say like the size of a mini egg.
Oh, that's very
But
little.
I don't know what size that is.
Okay, yeah, no,
Mini
that's a
egg
good
size.
reference.
I don't know if they have like a
Now go and
uniform
buy a mini
size.
egg and measure it. You're actually looking up how tall is a mini egg.
How tall is a mini egg?
Yeah, like in length. How high?
How high
big?
is a mini
You
egg?
don't say how tall's a mini egg.
Okay.
Like, how tall are you? Oh, about 74 mini eggs.
I'd love to use that as a measurement.
At least one whole pack of mini eggs.
Which have got remarkably small.
What,
So
the packets
true.
or the mini eggs?
Both.
The amount of mini eggs in a normal packet, because they've now released that, like,
The kilo one.
yeah, which is like
A kilo of mini eggs?
Isn't that
not seen
true?
them.
Yeah, they're
No.
massive.
oh, it's also like £100. No, it's not. It's like 50.
That's
Right,
so
okay.
It's
true.
like £10. £15 perhaps.
That's a significant jump down that
Changing
we've
by the
just made.
second. It's 100
A kilo of mini eggs.
Absolutely, that I would buy that.
I could get through that in an afternoon, a magical
Yeah,
afternoon.
if that.
A kilo. That would take me 10 minutes, I think.
How much
What was
do
the
you
question?
weigh? A
Mini
kilo
egg.
of mini eggs.
Size of a mini egg? No,
How
bird.
tall is a mini egg?
No, it's a
What was the
hummingbird
question?
egg.
Yes.
Hummingbird eggs are the smallest. No, I don't think so. I think that they're not the
But
smallest.
what's smaller?
Wren.
Ran!
I don't think I could identify a wren.
Isn't that the one that you give another name?
Mummy calls them Jenny.
Why?
Jenny Wren.
Why is it a Jenny wren?
you
I don't
call
know.
and you went, oh yeah, Thrushy Lulu.
No, that's a thrush. That's a thrush.
Jenny Wren and Thrushy Lulu.
No, a thrush because I was like, oh, it's a little thrushy Lulu. I didn't.
A Jenny wren?
I don't know
Wren.
why she calls them
Is
Jenny.
that, we're just giving out names to birds now?
I
like,
guess,
oh, it's
yeah.
Steve the hummingbird.
Barry.
Oh,
the
it's Barry.
blackbird. Right, I'm going to say no.
I feel
False.
like Jenny Wren.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Hang on. I
You're
feel
not-
like
sorry,
going back to
I
the
feel
Jenny.
like Jenny Wren is a thing.
It might be like a
I don't
character
think
from a
she's
TV
just
show.
made
Or
that
something.
up.
What TV shows are you watching?
I don't watch
Jenny Wren.
Jenny Wren's on Big Brother.
I don't know. It must have come from somewhere.
Niall, Jenny Wren, please. Don't care about the actual Wren. I need to know about Jenny.
True or false?
I think
Yes,
fiction.
what's the question?
Fiction.
Mini eggs.
Fiction.
What?
Small hummingbirds are the smallest egg. Fiction.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
No, you can't say yes. The
It's
segment is
fact or
fact.
fiction.
Sorry, let's try that again.
Yes.
I'm going to say fact.
Fact. Okay. What are you saying?
I'm going to go with Vicky and say fact.
Okay.
Izzy, what did you say?
Fiction.
It is true. It is fact.
Oh.
But it's actually half the size of a mini egg.
Does
Half
it say
a
it on
mini
the
egg.
thing?
Does it say?
Half
Does
the
it say
size
half,
of a
half
mini
the
egg.
size of a
I
mini
looked
egg?
up the size of a mini egg.
So that's
the
what,
size
like
of a
like a
mini egg.
pinky finger, like not a
Nah,
pinky finger.
mini
a
eggs
pinky...
like
So a pinky fingernail then.
Mini egg, I'd say.
It's
yeah.
about
That's tiny.
it's teeny weeny.
0.25.
It's like
centimetres.
the
That's
top
really
section
small.
of my pinky finger.
Yeah, your first knuckle.
But then how big is the hummingbird that comes out of
Yeah, I
said
didn't think they
egg?
were that small.
I thought they were quite large and in charge.
Got so much to research. We'll
Right,
move on.
Back to Jenny Wren.
Oh yes, have you found anything out
who's
about
Jenny?
Jenny?
Jenny!
That was remarkable. Jenny Wren.
Many refer to the bird by giving it a feminine gender,
Oh.
calling it Jenny Wren, and remarking on it how sweetly she sings.
Okay, well she
I
doesn't
didn't
do
realise
that. She doesn't
hummingbirds
walk past
sang.
and go, Jenny Wren, how sweetly she sings.
Jenny!
Jenny Wren.
Anyway,
Should we do the next one?
moving on. Yep. It took 8 months from start to finish to produce the Disney film Sleeping Beauty,
8 months.
The old one.
the 1959 version.
8 months? It's not that long.
That's that long, considering they have to draw everything.
No, I'd say way longer
Did they
than
draw?
that.
Oh yeah, they did. That's
Way longer than that. I mean, even now, I know that they do a lot of fancy schmancy animation, but that takes like what? Over 3 years, like
Yeah,
2 or
like
3 years.
The Wallace
So
and
surely
Gromit
drawing
stuff.
it is even slower.
yeah.
No, fiction.
Fiction, longer.
I'm going to say fact. I'm going to put
Literally just agreed with me.
I'm going to mix it up here, guys. I'm going to say fact.
It is fiction, but can we guess how long?
8 years.
10 years.
When did it come out?
59.
59.
We were not born.
Cast your mind back.
Many moons ago. What did you say? 8 years?
10. I'm
Did
going
you say
with 10.
8 years?
I said
Yeah,
8
she said 8.
I'm going to say 9.
It was 8 years.
Oh, was
Wow.
it? How did you know that?
I didn't. I guessed because we said 8 months.
She's a magician.
The song We Don't Talk About Bruno from
We don't talk about.
Can you? Oh, I was going to say, can you give us a
No,
rendition?
no,
but I feel like I'm in the film.
I'm glad I
No. He told me my fish would die.
The next day,
dead. No, no.
Just gonna copyright that. So anyway,
That's a great song.
I wouldn't say it's my favourite, like,
wouldn't say it's my
animated Disney
favourite.
song.
it is your favourite.
No.
No.
What is your favourite?
If I had to pick, I'm going to say it's not Disney.
Well, then that's not the question.
It's
What if it's
Britney.
animated?
Hit me, baby, one more time, Britney Spears.
I was going to say Shark Tale's my favourite animated film, so Car Wash, but that's Christina Aguilera, so...
Okay,
But I
fine.
like the
I can't
vibes it
say
comes
I
with.
really remember Shark Tale.
I'm not
It's
sure I've seen the whole
Possibly
thing.
the best animated
is it
film
Lenny,
ever.
Lenny the shark in it? The
You
friend
strike
of
me
it?
as a Shark Tale fan.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Will Smith? Who is it?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Madagascar Finding Nemo gal.
That's DreamWorks,
Do you like-
isn't it?
Yeah.
I watched Madagascar the other day. Remarkably,
The whole film? You sat through a whole
I
film?
did.
Wow.
I
That's
had
unlike you.
I had 2 breaks.
2 breaks.
So you didn't sit through the whole film, though?
No, that's
I still watched it.
just
No,
the
you have
first
to
one.
sit.
But by myself,
Oh, wow.
unaccompanied.
The first one's
That's
definitely
pretty
the
good.
best.
I also like
I don't remember the
second
first
though.
one.
When he goes to the wild.
When they actually arrive in Madagascar.
Yeah, that's the whole film. It's like
How many Madagascar films are there?
3.
There's not 3.
3.
What are we
Second
doing?
one is
Getting
Africa.
there, leaving, and then
No,
going
then
somewhere
they
else?
get on a plane home and they're trying to go back to New York and the plane crashes, so they get landed in Africa.
Because you know
Third
the
one-
penguins don't fly the plane
I
properly.
love
Yeah.
the penguins.
Yeah, amazing. And the third one is the circus one.
Yeah, I'm not
I
a big
do
fan of the
remember that.
third one.
No,
But
it's
I
alright.
do. The second one I would say is my favourite.
Can I also just say, the Shrek films, there's loads of them and I do not recall
There's
any
4.
of them.
I don't remember anything
don't
past
remember
3.
I don't remember anything past
Fourth is
one.
the one with Rumpelstiltskin in it, isn't it?
Sorry?
Rumpelstiltskin's in the 4th one.
I feel like I had a dream about Rumpelstiltskin. the other day.
Really?
He's not real.
Yeah, but he was real in my dream.
He was
Okay.
real then.
What were we talking about?
Shrek?
I didn't actually ask the question. You
Oh.
just started singing.
Oh yeah, Bruno. Sorry.
So, we don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah.
Is the first Disney song to hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart
Nah, surely
in
not.
almost 30 years.
I think it's like Let It Go.
Oh, that must have been up
Yeah.
there.
Did
I
it
know
hit
it-
number 1
It
then?
won an Oscar, didn't it?
Let It Go?
No,
Oh.
we don't talk about Bruno. Maybe Let It Go did. I don't know.
That wasn't clear. I thought you also.
No,
talking
I
about
thought.
that.
I think.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think that they won a lot of awards for that song. I think you're right. Let It Go must have been up there.
I don't think of
everyone
any
was-
like really good songs that came out of Disney, but like Let It Go was definitely one of them.
I like the one from Tangled.
How does that go?
7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. You don't know.
Till the floor's all clean.
That was the most humbling rejection I've ever received.
I'm going to take my microphone away now.
You
Take
don't
that
know
away.
that song?
Not off the top of my head,
When
no.
will my life begin?
No.
Oh God, you've got
sorry.
some watching. Have you seen
Yeah.
Tangled?
I've seen
Okay.
Tangled, but I just do not recall the song.
Okay.
See, this is where your cinema outings are stopping you from learning what's important about
I am a cinema gal.
I love
like
the
going
cinema.
To cinema.
No,
What do you mean no?
I
I'm
don't
just not
like
a
the
cinema
cinema.
person.
I love the cinema. We go all the time, don't we?
What was the last thing you watched?
Would it be Argyle?
Oh, I haven't seen that. Was that
It was
good?
quite. It was
Can you
alright.
rate out of 10, please?
7.
I would say that's pretty good.
It's very Kingsman-esque. Have you
I
seen
did.
Kingsman?
Yeah, I did
Like
like
that,
Kingsman.
but a little bit worse.
Who's it got in it? Is it Henry
Cavill.
Henry Cavalier.
Henry.
He's a little spaniel.
Charles Spaniel. To give him his full name.
Oh, he's one of my favourite people.
Really?
I've never
From
met him.
all of these people
I
in this
think
room.
that he's a real favourite.
Yeah,
He's top 3.
I'm a fan favourite.
Henry Cavill, young Johnny Depp, Sam Claflin. Those are my 3.
Who?
Who?
Sam Claflin.
I don't know who that is.
You do know him.
Do I?
He's in Me Before You and Love Rosie,
No.
Hunger Games.
No.
No,
No, Cleo.
Man.
No,
Cleo.
Cleo.
The condensation.
Right, was it in the Billboard?
Was it in the?
I'd say fiction because I think you're right.
Yeah,
with
I think Let It Go was number 1.
Niall's losing
Niall's
his
going to have a
mind.
breakdown in a minute.
Ellie?
I don't remember the question. No, fiction.
It's actually true.
Did it?
Let It Go peaked at number 5.
Oh, really? That's surprising.
The last one was in 1993.
Which
What
was
was
what?
it?
Guesses what that could be.
1993. What happened in
I
1993?
know you.
No, that was,
well.
That's the 40s or 50s.
Oh, really?
way
Was
early.
it Pinocchio?
Is it Tarzan?
also-
Is it Tarzan?
Tarzan's a
Phil
good one.
Collins.
Oh, that's a great song.
They must have got to number 1 at some
I
point.
can't think of
It was in Aladdin.
Oh, Friend Like
A
Me.
Whole New World.
Whole New World.
Was it? That's a good song.
Oh.
That is a good song.
I didn't like when Zayn Malik covered
I was
No.
going to say alrighty then. I quite enjoyed that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, it's not for me. I'm not his biggest fan generally.
Zayn.
All I remember of Zayn Malik is
Just looked a bit sad all the
no,
time.
because
He
I
did.
You
But I was a big One Direction.
Were you?
I was
Vicky's
a
in the One
Directioner.
Direction.
I'm in the One
movie.
Direction. My claim to fame, guys. You were sat in the presence obviously.
Of a star.
I should have an IMDb page.
How are you in the movie?
I'm glad you asked. So basically,
Let
when
me
we
give you the
got,
backstory.
let me give you the backstory. When we got there,
Yeah.
they had like cameras where they were like, "Oh, we're filming for the This Is Us film." I was about to pretend like I didn't remember what the film was called.
Where?
Oh, sorry. Let me take you back at the concert.
In my house, they just came in.
So we got there, and I was thinking, you know, my 10-year-old self, or however old I was, I was like, "This is it. Harry
my big
Styles is going to
moment.
look at me and think she's the
She's
one."
mine.
And I walked in with
Little
my
10-year-old.
poster. We had like a neon orange poster that I thought he's going to look at this and think, wow, that's
Did
fantastic.
it say, "My name's Victoria Clark, will you marry me?" Harry?"
Here's my phone number on there.
Going.
And they were like floating out on this platform into the middle, and then they turned on the lights, and they were like, "Oh, we can see you all up there." And obviously me and my friends we went with, we were like,
Here we are.
and they were like, "Oh my god, that orange poster!" And we were the only orange poster that was
Whoa.
there. And there is a 0.5 second where you can see my poster in that film.
You've made it.
I know, I have.
That is the peak
Yeah,
of
that
life
is-
right there.
Yeah, that's where I peaked at age 10.
That's
so
okay. That's
it's downhill from there.
What an accolade. You should have an IMDb
Thank
page.
you. Yeah, I think that's my only appearance that I have made in films.
Thus far.
Yeah.
Thus far. What were we talking
I
about?
don't know. I'm unsure.
Friend Like Me. Whole New World.
That was
Zayn
the end of
Malik,
it.
One
Whole
Direction,
New
Vicky being in the
World,
movie. I
Got
believe
it.
they're on the
Zayn
next Factor.
looks sad all the time as well.
He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Does
And
look sad.
also, the only thing I really remember of him is when he refused to do the dancing in the X Factor auditions.
Yeah, and he was like,
Oh.
"No, I'm not going to
Yeah,
do
it was
that."
around
don't do
that
And
time
everyone
where
was
they
like
had
body
they were
popping in there, like
and he was like,
all of that.
bye.
Oh, sorry, Zayn.
Sorry,
If you're
Niall.
watching.
Niall, another member of One Direction.
Well, he wasn't in it.
And still, people can't spell my name. I think it's ridiculous.
How do
Yeah.
you spell? Is it
Same as
A lot of people spell it
And-
Neil, Nail.
IAL? My spelling's atrocious.
It is.
2
That's
L's?
right.
Well,
Two
then you
L's,
spelled
yeah.
at you.
onomatopoeia perfectly the
Listen,
other day.
It's
That's
the
it,
easy
like when
ones
you
that
learn.
catch me out.
It's just
What are you spelling wrong, like jam? Or something?
You would be surprised.
Car, but onomatopoeia.
I just feel like
she's
my
got
track record with spelling is not great. And
Poor.
honestly, that's fine.
We have issues there.
Sometimes I spell it as if I would say it.
That's fine.
It's not.
Okay.
Because if you read it back, you're like, oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's not good in like a work email.
No, I do proofreading
Okay.
skill. That is number 1 on the CV.
Right.
But other spelling,
Expert
down.
Proofreading just my own work.
Read
Yeah,
my
that's
own
it.
writing.
But actually writing it myself, not great. Not
Okay.
my strong point, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm now going to be taking over this show. and introducing you
She just walked in.
Answers Anonymous.
She's a pro, ladies and gentlemen.
This is one of my favourite segments.
Is it?
Very excited for
What's
this
the
one.
question this week?
It's confession time. So, what is your most embarrassing story?
Ooh.
Do you have any?
Me?
Yeah. Man.
Man.
You.
You're talking
You're
to me.
talking to me.
Talking to me.
I can't believe you're talking to me.
Is that from something?
No.
Or is that, okay. I feel like it is though.
It's from now.
Actually,
Working
You're
at
talking
the
to me.
car
Wash.
and you're talking to me.
Oh my god.
Embarrassing stories. I probably have many, but I feel like with
I
all of
blocked
these
them out.
things,
Yeah.
I block them out. The
Mhm.
only one that I can really remember, which I didn't think was embarrassing at the time, however, I believe my parents, our shared collective parents,
Okay, they're not just.
I was going to say our parents.
were
Our
embarrassed. Our parents were embarrassed on my behalf, and now thinking back on
What
it,
did you do?
it's not my best moment. Do you remember that village panto that we used to do?
Oh
That
yes.
I was always like,
Sorry, what?
we used to do a village panto,
Okay.
and like they'd rewrite the words so it was like funny for the people,
Like
of the
relevant
village.
to the
Okay.
village.
We loved it.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
very
It
funny.
was so much fun. Ellie was always like some weird character, like a squirrel.
This is precisely my point.
She never got the main role.
How do you say the word squirrel?
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Okay.
Why?
My friend who's from America, she says squirrel.
Yeah, they all say
Squirrel.
that. Squirrel. Squirrel.
Squirrel. Right. Anyway, back to my point.
Sorry.
Village pantomime. Izzy, I always did the panto like previous to Izzy because I'm older.
Obviously.
Before you came about.
Before you were born.
No, it wasn't pre. It was just pre your age category being able to.
I was too
be involved
young.
in the panto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was always like, at some point, I was like a builder in the
fairy.
background. I was a fairy. I was a woodland creature, and then Izzy came along, and suddenly she was like all the lead roles, which is very surprising.
You were absolutely fuming
Yes.
about.
Which is why I then pursued a career in fame and fortune and theatre.
Because of the reason I was Wendy.
sick of you.
Of you coming in and taking the main roles.
You couldn't have handled
That-
being
Izzy.
Wendy.
Izzy, that
Okay.
I think you find.
Wow.
I think you find I was actually the starring role of every single one of those pantos. It was just in the back.
The amazing squirrel.
But this is also why whenever we
The squirrel.
The squirrel was fantastic.
no, but this is my story.
How is that embarrassing?
Because
We're getting
okay,
there.
in one of the pantos, I was a squirrel,
Mm.
and we had to like make our own costumes. Not make our own costumes, but we had to like
source
source
them.
our
Oh,
own
okay.
costumes.
Mm.
So I just
Sorry, how old are you? And they're being like, you have to make this
Imagine.
yourself.
So yeah, it was a fully like holistic.
Yeah,
thing.
just-
you could only wear what you
Just
made.
We live
whatever
off
you
the
like.
land.
And I obviously just wore like a grey top, had a grey little like hat, like a beanie, I believe, and some grey leggings, grey socks. Fabulous. Then our neighbour was like, don't panic, I've got a squirrel tail in the garage.
Pause.
A
What?
real one?
No,
What do you
not
mean?
a real one.
Like
this
just
big-
one that they would wear in their spare time?
I don't want to
Or-
know what
I
they
don't
used.
That sounds a bit
for.
weird.
No, it was like I think in a previous play or
Someone had been a
someone
squirrel.
had been a squirrel.
How many plays do you have to be a squirrel then?
I don't know, but I was
Wind
also
in the
talk-
willows.
I was also talking to a couple of people the other day, and there's lots of like weird animal tales that people have accumulated.
We've got
That
quite a
they've-
few. We've got mouse costumes. And...
Yeah, you know,
I was going to say rice. What? I meant rats.
rice.
Some rice.
That was a rice and the nativity. Anyway, back to my squirrel. So I had this like it was
Like a weird
It was like a-
strap-on
like-
tail.
Oh wait, sorry, can we just go back to the fact that you said you've got loads of tails? Just
we were in a lot of
collectively?
ballet shows where we were like,
Where you
Yeah.
need a
and
tail.
also I was
like the Nutcracker.
in a
I
very
was a
low
rat.
budget. I was in a very very low budget performance of Cats as a child.
Yes.
So I just had like a little
There you
belt
go.
with
Oh my
a
gosh,
tail on it.
yeah, sorry, I
So
really
you
take that
have
back.
tails at home, don't
Pretty sure
lie.
it was like I gave that back.
No, I.
You don't have it kicking about the
Rented
house.
that
Yeah.
tail.
That was a rental tail.
So this family had this. What can I only describe as like literally the size of my upper body at the time?
I think we have
as
a picture
tail,
actually. somewhere.
I don't.
Was it heavy?
It was like it was solid. But
What?
it was solid.
Surely you stuck out like a sore thumb on this.
Yes, but it was solid.
That's so
and it was
weird.
strapped on like heavy duty, strapped on like a corset.
Like one of
my
those,
body.
like, you know, the things that people use for weightlifting and they go,
Yes.
"Whoosh," like that.
Yeah.
like that.
Like
Because
one
it
of
was
them
so. It
with
was
your
like,
tail.
It was like this thick,
God.
and it was just tall, and it came up like a.
Where do you put that in your house? Like, where are you
Exactly.
storing that?
Do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Oh, you
we
gave
had
it back
give
to the next door.
Oh, I keep it.
But I don't know whether I'm.
Mine
It's actually in that cupboard over there.
I don't know whether I've not seen a photo in a very long time of what I looked like, but all I remember is being incredibly proud of this tail on my back. And
Oh, you were
Years-
proud at the time?
years later, Daddy
Ah.
being like, "Yeah, it looked like you had a penis
Just on your back.
Why did someone let you do that?
solid.
I'm sure we could have
grey
found something.
tower.
That's very bizarre.
Which was like bent over at the top.
And it was bigger than you.
It was taller than
That's
my, than
weird.
my
That's
but it was
really
like
weird.
the size of my upper body, but it went above my head and then just like curled over. But it wasn't fluffy. It was just
It
like
wasn't-
you know those
Hang
like
on.
bolster
It wasn't-
pillows that you get.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not a squirrel tail. That's
No.
just a tower on the back.
That's
of
really
yours.
weird.
Ew.
Yeah. So now I'm like
That is
self-conscious and
embarrassing. Yeah.
embarrassed about the fact that as a child I was in a panto with a penis on my back.
I'd say that's bad parenting for letting that
Yeah.
happen. That's not so embarrassing though.
Oh.
Mine was very embarrassing. We're moving on because you were taking too long. No, I had an incident where I was going on holiday with some friends to Spain. And you know you have to go through like border control where they like aggressively stare at your face to make sure you are who you say you are. So this was like on the other side. So he was Spanish. And he was like eyeing me up and down. And I was just like, hello. And then he went like this. And I was like, I went. So I thought he was asking, what I'm doing, if you're listening, is he tapped his head basically, and I thought that he wanted me to copy him. So I also went tapped myself on the head. What he was actually trying to do was get me to take my sunglasses off the top of my head.
No, you can't go back to that airport anymore.
He did laugh, but I was mortified. Yeah, awful. I just went to an absolute stranger.
You had a really weird experience at the airport the other
I just feel like whenever I go through an airport, it's just something
Stressful.
always. It's very stressful. I got concussed on my last plane.
What did you do?
I didn't do it. This was the fault of someone else.
Someone whacked you over the head?
Oh, it gets worse. Okay, so let me set the scene. I'm on the plane from Lisbon to Rio.
Okay.
It's 10 hours,
Right.
11 hours maybe. So I'm sat there. They've dimmed the lights. I've had my
yeah.
little microwave
You're bedding
meal,
down.
whatever it is. I've watched a film. I've put my little blanket on. Put the seatbelt on. I'm sat like this. I've got the pillow. Haven't got an eye mask.
Okay.
That's fine. So AirPods in. I'm listening to music or a podcast. I'm listening to She Hit Me With Cactus. Actually, sorry, let me correct myself.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, sorry. Out every Friday. And then I was, in the zone. To what I can only express to be a car fell on my head. I opened my eyes in disbelief as if to be like, I've been awoken from my slumber.
By a demon.
By what on earth was that? To which there was like a really sheepish looking man just staring at me, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." So I was still in just because I'm half asleep, half awake at this point. So I take an AirPod out, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
Was it a suitcase?
It was like a bottle of wine that was in like a duty-free bag.
Oh,
And it gets worse. So I was like, I need to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out to not. I need to take a breath to not cause a scene at this point.
Yeah.
So I look at him and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
You should be.
And I was like, it's fine. Like, I just can't have this conversation with you right now. It's fine. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, it's literally fine. Take your bottle of wine back.
At least it
It's
didn't
fine.
smash on your head. That would have been worse.
To which he has the audacity to ask me. He was like, are you sure you're fine because it's really heavy? Do you not think I've concluded that?
I'm well aware.
Hitting me on the head.
Thank you for letting me know.
And I looked at him and I went, yeah, I know. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so
Were you
sorry.
sat in the aisle?
Yeah.
Oh, so he'd got it out the locker.
So he just, after completely ignored all the security instructions where they're like, be careful, your bags might move. He thought, you know what? I'm locking that open. It falls. And it did, in fact, fall. And I just had this wine bottle on my lap and I was like,
thanks.
so I just
he could have at least given you the wine.
I don't want it anymore.
What was he expecting you to answer?
No,
I'm really, really not okay, actually.
And it was just so awkward at this point. I guess that's embarrassing because there was like a family next to me and they were like, are you okay? And I was just sat there thinking,
no,
I'm not okay, I'm not okay. Don't cry.
How far into the flight was this?
Oh, so like, we've taken off at this point.
we were like this.
I'm in the air. We've taken off. I've had the food.
We're about this angle.
Oh, so really not that long.
You were like 2-3 hours in.
Oh, that is rough. You've got to
I've watched
sit there.
a film and I've just about fallen into a slumber.
Right.
It's
really early
I've
on.
no
So
longer
afterwards,
in
did you
nap,
just like
I'm in
conk
sleep. Yeah, and I was just sat there like, and
unconscious?
it was just so awkward because when we were getting off the, how do you say deboarding?
Disembarking.
Disembarking, thank you. When I was disembarking the plane, I was like, I'm going to make a point of standing up first because I was like looking at him as if to be like, don't forget your wine bottle up there.
Don't forget your wine, sir.
No, and then you had problems. That was a problematic trip because then you had problems in the airport coming back.
In
And
the airport
security
coming.
in Lisbon.
Oh my, yes. Oh my God. So sorry. Not to hijack this or anything.
Let me tell you about my travel problems.
So, on the way back, it's very expensive to get like a direct
Yes.
flight now. So I'm in Lisbon at this point.
Okay.
I'm very tired. I'm delirious. I've been concussed at this point. So
Had a
I'm
rough time.
so we're going through, and because you have to go through security again, so they have to look at your passport, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going through, and I speak the Portuguese, so I'm like,
The
I've got an
Portuguese.
advantage here.
Yeah.
If they ask me, if they do a lot of tapping on the head, I'm like, I know what you mean.
Would you like my sunglasses
Would you
off?
glasses?
Do you like my hair? Is that what it is?
We're on the same wavelength.
Okay,
at this
got
point.
it.
So I've gone through, the alarm goes off, and I'm like,
Oh no. Everyone's worst nightmare.
bearing in mind, I'm thinking I don't have any weapons on
No
me.
metals.
Not today.
Forgot them.
Yeah, thank God. And then she's like, Portuguese? And I was like, we're on the same
All over
wavelength,
it,
don't
don't
worry. What can I help you with? And
I
she was
actually
like,
do both.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
So she's like, I need to drug swab your bag.
Oh
and
gosh,
whatever.
yeah.
Bag clear. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm in the clear, as it would be.
Thank
yes.
God.
Pick off
Pick
that.
up on all my drugs.
To which she swabs my hands. And then she's like, I'm going to put it in the machine.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, boss, gotta go now.
You do look like a drug mule.
Yeah, well, apparently, well, even worse.
Right.
So she puts the thing in the machine, and I don't know if you've seen the program Nothing to Declare, where it's like boot up,
No.
and like the alarm goes off.
But I feel like I'm there.
You feel like you're in the airport at this point. And then she puts the thing in, and then it in big red, like it's red at this point. Sirens are going off basically. And I look at
What
this
did
one.
you have on your hand?
It said traces of explosives.
What kind of explosives were you
It just said
housing?
miscellaneous explosives, apparently. And she looks at it, and
Just
then
a
she looks
small
at me,
firework.
and she's like, and I was like,
I don't know.
She's like, I'm going to have to do this again. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, at this point, I'm sweating because I'm like, what explosives do I have?
Explosives.
And she does the swab again, and then it's clear, and she's like, oh, lol, sorry, you can go.
You've now scarred me for the rest of my life.
But my favourite part of that story is then you ring your mum.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, oh, but we don't have any explosives at home.
As if she has them stored elsewhere.
You didn't touch them whilst
Yeah,
you were here.
not, oh my god, are you okay? She was like, oh, we've definitely not got any in the house. And I was like,
Got rid of them
Put me
last
on the
week.
phone with them. She definitely doesn't have them.
We got rid of them last week.
I just thought the worst part of that was the fact that initially she was like, she called someone else over. There were like 2 police people like
Yeah.
looking me up and down, being like, where have you flown from? This, that, and the other. And then it went green. She was like, oh, lol,
Never
JK,
mind.
you can go now.
They're not going to do like a third test
No,
just to make
she was
sure.
like, that's fine.
I really think they should test 3 times.
Yeah,
just to be
just to be
sure.
sure.
She just went first time, you're a threat. Second time, now you're right.
Maybe false
Off you
positives
go.
are more common than false negatives. They trust the negatives.
I would be alarmed if it
A
said
little bit
explosives
alarmed.
on both sides of this.
Don't
but-
go to an airport with you is what I think.
Yeah, I think it adds excitement to the journey.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah.
Not a concussion.
Not the
Concussion
concussion.
and
Concussion.
explosives.
You're
no.
a bundle of fun. Niall, did the audience have any embarrassing
Sorry about that.
It's back to the segment. We're, there's a couple there. There's a lot of silly ones. So
Why is
the first one,
They're very silly. They're so
I mean, they're
silly.
not huge discussion points, but
Okay, well,
That's all right, we've discussed them.
I bet we can.
That's fine.
first one is I grabbed my girlfriend's mom's butt thinking it was my girlfriend.
You'd have to break up with her.
Oh,
You'd have to sack it off.
How
then.
do you? Surely they look that similar. Maybe they were wearing like the same
That's a big fat
clothes?
lie. He was like, "Oh, I've accidentally done it."
Whoopsie. How do you go about being like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
to run
Also,
away.
you would have had to like sneak up.
Yeah, and go.
Well, no?
like-
Like,
Nah,
that's
that's
even
definitely a cover.
That's
definitely
awful.
a cover.
Yeah, I suspect that you're doing something.
He
a bit
just
wrong.
fancies the mum, and then he's
Ew.
gone, "Oh, whoops, sorry."
Ew. Sorry.
it's also grabbed.
Grab.
It's not like
Not like a slap
That's quite
or.
aggressive. That's like a. It's a firm.
No, you couldn't go to a family
can't.
gathering again.
If you
double
double-handed, you have to leave. You have to show yourself
do
out
have
at this
to
point.
leave.
potential mother-in-law. You double.
No,
No,
you
it's not
can't.
potential mother-in-law anymore.
No,
It's
definitely.
ex-mother-in-law.
Surely
That's
you need to be broken up
it. No,
with. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you can't. That's too
Wow.
We've got one that I think Izzie would do.
Double hand grab a mother-in-law.
Does sound like me.
Grab my dad's butt. I wished a McDonald's employee a happy birthday when it was my birthday. Obviously, you didn't know that. It's just under the pressure of ordering from McDonald's.
Oh, is it like when they're like, "Have a good day," and you're like, "Oh,
Happy
thanks."
birthday.
Yeah.
We've talked about this in a previous episode, how stressed I get during a drive-thru. I can definitely see me doing
I saw
that.
something on Instagram yesterday that was like, oh, when I was at the drive-thru, I anticipated that somebody was going to ask me whether I wanted a straw, so I already prepped no thank you. And then she went, have a nice day.
No,
And she
thank
went,
you.
No, thank you.
I won't.
Or where they're like, "Enjoy your meal," and you're like, "You too."
Yeah, oh, it's just the worst. You're just like,
Afterwards
oh,
you
I've
drive
done
away
it
like,
again.
when I flew back from Copenhagen the other week, I was with Hannah, and the flight
Flight attendant.
no, the person at security when our bags had
Yeah.
gone
Oh,
through.
yeah.
There was a whole kerfuffle. There was a couple crying.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah,
That's
there was a
big word.
couple crying because they
Lost their bag.
they were.
They said no to a
This
straw.
was prior. It was explosive. They got concussed by wine. They were wearing the
It
squirrel
was
tail.
actually me at this point.
It was a full story moment.
Izzie and I are crying in the airport.
No, there were 2 people. There was a man and a woman. The woman was hysterically crying and kicking off because they were from America. They were doing like a trip of Europe.
Right.
And you're only allowed one bag, see-through bag of liquids. But she had like 17 bags. And the
she's not been
security
prepped.
woman the security woman was like, you can't do this. And she's like, but I've done this in every single airport so far.
No.
And the woman was like, no, you haven't.
Definitely haven't.
So then they were having an argument. The woman was crying. Then
she had to get rid of her liquids.
Well, then they had to like take all their stuff back, and then they were like, "Shall we check the bags?" And the woman was like, "I just want to go home." And it was all a big faff. But anyway,
A high
side
decibel
note
American.
was side note.
No, love the Americans, but when they cry loud.
They do cry loud.
They're loud
I can't say I've
criers.
seen Mary
Americans.
high decibel Americans.
Yeah, no, they cry at volume.
Really?
Well, I think they just live at volume, don't they? They're quite like they generally have quite loud voices in a room. So I think when they cry, it's just.
What's it? I felt like there was American in the room.
Oh my god, are we in Florida?
Right? What happened?
It's really not that much of a story anymore. Our bags had been cleared, and then the flight woman, airport worker said to Hannah, "Have a nice flight," and Hannah went, "You too."
That was not worth it.
You could have not said that.
And then she
went, respectfully.
Then she went, "No, you're not getting on a plane." And the woman was like, "Stop panicking. It's fine. We get this a lot." And I just go along with it. So you didn't have to.
She just has to be
this
like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. Can you imagine how many times people say that during their work day?
Have a nice flight. You too. And then just move on instead of standing there and internally have a panic.
A meltdown.
I think I would think about it afterwards. I'd be like,
oh, that'd be something I'd think about for years. Yeah.
7 years is your time.
7 years is when I let go of embarrassing things.
Right, sorry now.
I did that the other day with my friend. He said, "Have a safe journey," and I left his house. And I said, "You too."
But you do.
There was no. I didn't realise until I got in the car.
That was dumb.
We've got a very similar one to all of this as well. Actually, my plumber asked me what I do for work, and after I finished, I asked him,
"And you?
What about you?" And he was fixing my shower.
That's funny.
I think it's just that pressure.
I've done that at the hairdressers before. They're like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a student, blah blah blah." And I said, "Well, so what do you do?" That's such a dumb.
They've not just rocked up here.
Some people
just
can be part-time hairdressers, so it's not crazy, but like that is so. And then you have to sit there with like staring at their face in the mirror behind you, being like, "I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry."
And looking in the mirror at hairdressers is so humbling as it is.
Yeah, I was really
like a mirror in a house.
Yeah, the downlighting.
I look above average at best. If that on a good day.
Yeah.
You go into the hairdressers, it's when they wash your hair and then your hair's in a towel scraped up. Your head's just like, you've got the thing and you look at yourself and you think, this isn't what I look like.
With the cloak on,
this
you
is
look
offensive
like full
at this
Severus
point. Yeah.
Snape.
Professor Quirrell from Harry Potter, just in my cloak.
You just look like a little egg, a little mini egg, just looking at yourself.
A very sobering experience.
Yeah, and then you have to do
humbling.
that weird like waddle back to the chair that you were originally sat
with
in
your wet hair,
and it's in the towel, and you don't want the towel to move because all they do is just fold
they
it over
kind of
the
fold it
top.
in like a certain way. But then you just see this part of you, and it's just you staring. And there's always a point where they go and get something, and then you're just sat there like,
here we are.
You're like, it's a rough day in the office.
Any more, Niall?
Yes, there's one left. It's quite a paragraph, but my girlfriend and I got a party invite from one of my friends I've not seen in a while, and I didn't check the dress code correctly. I thought it said fancy dress, so we turned up in our blow up SpongeBob and Patrick outfits for Halloween. Turns out it just said fancy. So everyone else was in suits and dresses, and we were painted yellow and pink. I think that's what the fact that it's painted. If it was just,
painted.
They
really done the whole thing. Oh my god! No, you can't recover from
Why
that.
would you not double check? That's something a man would do. Is where you just don't check or ask someone before, like, "Oh, what are you wearing?" That's so embarrassing. If I was the girlfriend, I would be fuming.
But then if they had spoken to someone, they'd gone, "Oh, like I'm wearing like a suit." They'd be like, "Oh, whoa, you're going kind of fancy. What are you dressed as? What are you going as?"
I'm just painting myself pink. think.
And they've obviously not told people what they're going as to be like, just wait until we get there.
I'm going to look.
I'm going to blow your mind when we get there.
Oh, that's awful.
To be fair, if it was a friend I hadn't seen in a while, I wouldn't
Like
message
continue.
other friends I hadn't seen in a while and said, "Oh, hey,
True.
what are you wearing?"
Yeah, I think
I'd
I
ask
would.
that friend, I think. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
I'd
what
ask-
are you wearing?
Yeah, just to like get the vibe. Like what kind of fancy dress? Because there's like
Is there a
body
theme?
paint, and then
Yeah.
there's like, you know, dressing
you
up as a
thinking
Spice
of
Girl.
I'm
going
sorry,
as?
if you're going as Patrick and SpongeBob, I'm not reaching for the face paint. First of all.
I appreciate the commitment though. I really
Commitment's
appreciate
great,
it.
yeah.
Did you say blow up costumes as
It
well?
says it turned up in our blow up costume, and they were also painted yellow and pink.
Wow.
So it's not even like you take the costume.
It's one of
off.
those ones that has like the face cut out and like the
And
arms.
they've just like... And I bet they left the house thinking, we look great.
We have smashed this.
Do you know what's the worst part of that is when they have to go home afterwards and
How are
they
you
just have
getting in
to
the
get
car?
rid of all the paint and just be like, it's just so embarrassing.
Do they get in the car with the outfits on?
I guess.
Interesting.
Can you deflate in the car?
Imagine getting
you-
in a taxi and being like,
Hiya, mate.
What
Anyway,
part
here's
do you-
fine. Whilst you're trying to shimmy into the car.
It's the one that's already taken someone to that party.
Wow.
The taxi
Dressed up like in long dresses and suits.
If you were the
Oh,
taxi
God.
driver, would you tell them if you saw two people going to the same destination and one of them's clearly got the
No,
dress
I'd
code
watch
wrong?
it play out. I'd stay and then just
I'd be like, sorry, can I use the bathroom?
yeah, just go in and use
yeah,
the
and be
toilet
like,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah, for sure. Wow. I want to know whether they stayed and just enjoyed the whole party just like that.
I'd
Oh
have
my
a great
God.
time, would you not?
Yeah.
No, I just think
know.
I just don't
You'd
think I
leave.
could. I would definitely leave.
Would
I'd
you?
also just peep in and go, oh, and run home.
I'd own it. People would all be looking at me, so I'd be like,
I don't want that.
That's the worst.
Wow. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but thank you for the
That
entertainment.
was great.
Next up, it is our Agony Aunt segment. You have problems.
Segment.
You have problems.
We have them too.
No. No, we're trying to solve.
We're in agony. You're in agony.
Well, what's wrong with the people?
What's the agony?
Our viewers are just traumatized.
Traumatized.
Trauma.
So am I.
Have you sent some of these in?
These are all you.
This is actually just now.
I've got a follow-up question to this one, but
Okay.
I wear a promise ring my ex-boyfriend got me because I think it's pretty. But just tell my current boyfriend I bought it myself.
Oh.
It has our names engraved on the inside.
No.
He's never seen it. Am I a bad person?
Yes.
Yes, you're a bad person.
I think if it was just the ring, maybe.
Yeah.
If they've got their name in it,
So
you
that's
That's the alarming
that's my
part.
follow-up is the feeling of breakup and gifts.
I
Do you
think
take jewelry back or things like that.
I think if something
it's
is engraved,
engraved. Yeah,
that's,
that's
if it was
it.
just a
That's
promise
a
ring,
lot.
you probably could get away with being like, oh, it's just like a nice
Just a
ring
ring,
that I
yeah.
like.
Yeah, because the meaning behind it doesn't. Yeah, it's just like it's time.
Yeah, it's just the jewelry.
Yeah, great.
But if it's got if your first and last naming in the ring,
Can you scratch it out?
well, then you just get rid of the whole thing. Would you
Just scrape
Just
out the
scrape the
inside,
ring.
Just keep the top. Oh no.
No, you have to get rid of that.
No, I think you need to get rid of that because can you imagine the arguments that would go on if they ever found that out?
I was going to say, does she just keep it on?
all the
Because
time.
surely, like, I take my rings off and I put them on the side.
Oh,
What if
see, I
someone-
never do. So
Do you not?
maybe, yeah, I probably could get away with it.
I take mine off at work when I
This is actually a confession. This is actually Izzie
It
on
was
here.
me.
when I get stressed at work, I have to take all my jewelry off.
Oh, I do that with necklaces.
Yeah.
I do that with
Imposter,
necklaces,
so
but
do
not
Do you?
rings.
I would keep a necklace on.
I do. Evidently.
Yeah.
Evidently from a.
You know, I would say you definitely need to stop doing that. Either like just
You need
keep
to
the
get-
ring in a drawer or something,
Yeah.
or like
But then again, you can't even like sell it.
no, because it's got someone's
name
It's
in
quite
it.
a selfish gift. Really,
Maybe just pop
isn't
it in like a little box.
I guess they didn't give it to you thinking that you would then sell it on. So
Also, you
fair
didn't
enough.
lose any money if it was gifted to you.
Yeah,
It's just you just get
true.
rid of it.
yeah.
But
Would
then
you
if
give
it's a
that
nice
back?
ring-
It depends on how the relationship ended.
But they need to give it back.
No,
Because
because
they
what's
won't
he going to
want
do
to
with
sell
it?
it.
Yeah.
No, true. Okay, I
Mm.
think just stop wearing it is my advice.
Yeah, you need to stop doing that.
Mm.
Wait, does that go with any jewellery or
Engraved
is it just engraved
jewellery.
things?
Engraved. I
think-
feel like if it's got
yeah.
a date or a name in there.
Yeah, get rid.
Place, I think we can get by.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If it just says like
if it just
London.
yeah.
Yeah, that- I guess
engagement
that's fine.
If
type
it said
thing,
like
wedding
full
ring.
address postcode, then
Yeah,
I
you
would
get
get
rid of
like
weddings.
Engagement's a bit big.
I would
think,
give
but
engagement
like a wedding.
back.
a
I'd sell
wedding
it.
ring or
yeah,
I'd sell it.
Sell it. I'd sell
Depends
it.
on how it ended. If they cheated
Yeah.
on me, I'd be like, nah,
No.
mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depends on the situation when
Yeah.
in the breakup. But I'd give it back if it was amicable.
Yeah, I think so.
Not
If it wasn't, I'm absolutely selling that.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Straight on like
very
vinted.
quickly.
Vinted?
Vintage.
Straight on
Get a tenner for
vintage.
it.
You'd put it up for like £5 and someone would be like, actually £2.50.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping.
Any other problems?
My sister was cooking dinner for her boyfriend's
What?
Boyfriend's
yeah, for her
parents?
boyfriend's parents. Well,
Why?
Why are you there?
Why are you cooking?
She's an in-house.
Yes.
Or maybe they live. Do they live with
It
them?
could be an older couple where there's
My sister was cooking dinner for her boyfriend's parents.
Is the boyfriend there?
Who's in the house
Really?
at this point?
Well, we're only at the first sentence.
Okay, go. Let's just hear him out.
Decipher it in a second.
No, he wasn't there.
He wasn't
Next
there.
line.
See, this is the issue. This is weird now.
That is weird.
No, but is it? Because
No.
how long have they been together? Is she like part
Yeah, are
of the
they?
family?
And some people go away with.
Yeah,
like,
I can assume it's not like
But then
first
you're
date, day after.
Go and cook.
Yeah, off you go.
Whilst you're not there.
Get your gusto. Off
It
you
would be
go.
less weird if it was like both of you and you were both cooking like his parents something, but he wasn't there. That freaks me out
that's a bit
slightly.
weird.
It could have been like you came round to mine,
Yeah.
and I went off to training, and you were like, "I'll cook dinner for everyone."
Yeah, but I just
Then why
wouldn't-
is Ellie there?
Ellie's not.
Ellie's not there. I've just told Ellie
Now
about
take a
it.
breath.
Izzy then goes home and goes, "I've got the most horrific story."
Yeah,
to
I
tell
think
you."
they've just told their
And
sister
then
about
Ellie
it.
goes,
It's very
"On."
hard to follow.
Right, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Let's just skip the story.
Let's move on.
Let's move
You're
on.
wrong. You're just wrong.
You're a bad person.
Okay.
So we're in the house.
We're in the house.
I'm not there.
We're cooking
Mel's
the
going to
dinner.
absolutely lose it in a second.
My sister was cooking dinner for her boyfriend's parents while he was away.
Right.
Totally forgot that they were vegetarians after making a huge beef stew. She panicked, served it anyway, telling them that it was imitation beef, but they could tell she was lying and refused to eat it. The boyfriend then dumped her over the phone the next day.
Oh, that's a bit deep,
Who
isn't
was
it? Get
wrong?
over it.
Why is this vegetarianism so crucial to their relationship?
So
That's it.
he wasn't away for the evening there, clearly. I've gone to a competition.
Why is it
Wow.
called imitation beef? I can get
Yeah,
it,
like her
but
fake
it's like,
beef.
I'm pretending.
Do be beef.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
beef.
Or am I?
Behind like some sort of cloak.
It's a chicken!
I might be beef.
Little invisibility cloak, and they're like, they'll never know.
Glad we're
his
focusing on the real issues.
Why does his parents' vegetarianism have such an impact on their relationship?
Yeah, that's it. I feel like if it was like,
It's a bit of an overreaction,
if it
isn't
was a
it?
gluten-free and I've been like,
Yeah, then that
I swear it's gluten and it's
poisons
not.
someone.
That's a different story.
Whereas if you are
Just
vegetarian,
accident.
if you eat meat,
You
like,
can have a
you
reaction
can
to it.
have like a,
Yeah,
but they didn't
they
eat
get
it.
Quite ill.
They didn't eat it.
No, I know.
But also, how convincing was she?
It's
is my
also
real
the
question.
scenario after. So she said, "Oh, it's not real beef," and they go,
Yes,
"Well,
it's
it clearly is." Then what happens?
Did
between
she go,
that and the
yes, it
boyfriend?
is? Or did she go, you've caught me? I've been rumbled.
Then does she eat the beef?
Guess we're not having dinner tonight.
Does she just sit there on her own and
Yeah,
eat the
just
beef?
eat the whole thing by herself. I have so many follow-up
Full
questions.
stew.
You need to get this person on the podcast.
Oopsie.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
what, I guess
I think the
question
boyfriend's
is,
kind of in the wrong
At
there.
what point is it okay for him to go? Nah, you were wrong.
I think you'd maybe have a scrap over it, but I don't think you'd
Like, why did
break
you
up the
poison my
relationship.
parents?
Exactly.
It was imitation chicken. Am I a chicken? Am I not? I'm the fake kind.
I just feel like, I mean, I'm not a vegetarian, but I just feel like it's not that deep to be like, they didn't eat it anyway, so it's just like, oh.
Yeah, but I feel like I've gone, I swear
You've
it's not
lied.
meat.
Yeah,
and
you've
you've gone, it
lied.
clearly is. Do I then go, no, I swear it's not. Or
Yeah.
am I just going, yeah, fair.
You're right. Yeah.
You're right, I just want to see how far I can
That's
get with
true.
this.
Like, then do you stick to your story and then
You'd
When
have
you
to
start
you'd-
cooking,
There's more
they'd
questions.
probably
Smell it,
ask-
would you
yeah,
not?
They'd ask and go like, "What are you cooking?"
What are you making?
You say fake
imitation beef?
Yeah, are you like panicking at this point?
Yeah.
Like, it's fake chicken.
I don't know what I would do.
Swear. But then I feel like if you've started that, if they've gone, oh, like, Izzy, what are you making? You've
Yeah.
gone, oh, a curry. What were they making? Sorry.
Beef stew.
Oh, beef stew. I mean, the hint is in the name there.
It was a curry.
Yeah.
It was imitation
Beef
stew.
stew.
Imitation curry.
First word, beef.
Yeah, that was your. I think the sister is
Yeah.
like stupid. Like you should have realised that before. You also shouldn't have
sister?
lied. Their sister.
This is the one that's cooking.
The girlfriend.
The one who cooks.
She's in the house.
That was a mistake, and you probably shouldn't have lied. And been like, oh my god, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I'll go out and get something else
Yeah.
for us all to eat. But
maybe it was like the first time meeting them, and she's gone, oh my god,
was, like, extra
yeah,
nervous.
it's beef stew,
You
but
can't be
like
the first
fake
time
beef.
meeting them.
She says it
Oh,
to
no.
their house to make beef stew.
I don't know what their relationship is. Okay, I'm not here to judge.
Also, if you came to my parents' house
Yeah.
and said, "I'll make dinner," and
They
that
wouldn't have any
happened,
beef in the house.
yeah,
and then my parents were
So
like,
true, actually.
"Well, if my parents were like, well, we're not eating anything then in their own house," and then you just sit there as a standoff.
Just
That's
like,
so
well, now what?
weird. Who's gonna
You're
eat
wrong.
the beef?
How
That's
dare
actually
you?
a
come on.
very good point. Because surely she's come in with like a little bag for life, unpacked what looks like beef. And have they just gone,
Specific bag
yeah,
for
fair.
life?
Yeah,
Can't have
fair.
Ordinary carry.
No, we're saving the turtles and whatnot. It's a bag for life.
Oh,
Surely
my
they've come
God.
into they've not just not gone into the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like it's a secret.
Surely you
Maybe
come
she
in-
was like, "Oh, it's a secret as a surprise." Beef.
Surprise! It's me for me.
It's beef because it's imitation beef.
It's me.
A lovely beef stew.
I will only refer to it now as me.
Anything that's not beef stew is now beef.
I think I was going for meat and beef and I don't really know.
It's beef. I think that's a bad boyfriend anyway. If they're willing to drop you just because you tried to poison
Yeah, that's
their
a bit
parents.
deep. Like, get over it. It's fine. Just
Yeah,
over some
get
beef.
over it. Get over it. Well, thanks for sending them in. Sorry
Yeah.
for being so horrible.
So basically,
Oh god, I'm
both
crying.
of them are terrible people.
No, I don't think they're. It's just
Nah,
it was a
first
mistake.
one,
A mistake, a
questionable.
lie, and then an over dramatic reaction.
Our next and final segment is all about the VC.
Vicky, are you ready to be interviewed?
Born ready.
We have some.
I thought you stopped
Are you ready to be interviewed?
You're being slow. Okay, are you ready?
Is this quick fire?
No. Well, you can if you
Questions
like.
then. Okay.
Yeah, just questions.
No,
I'm
quick
under
fire. Let's do
pressure.
Take them at any
Okay,
kind
I'll
of
try,
pace that
but
you
I will
like.
panic.
Are you
and
ready?
Say beef again.
What position do you sleep in?
Oh, like,
No, no.
Running.
hang on, I've got to think about it.
On the side?
like side. Sometimes on my tummy, but not all the time.
Oh, I always sleep on my.
But then it gets a bit uncomfy, so it's side. But I can't. I need to be able to. This is a bit weird, but I need to be able to see the door.
See it.
Like I can't have the door behind me.
Okay. You know you shut your eyes, right?
Satire, you're supposed to do it. No, I feel like I need to. Yeah, I face this way.
Face the door.
So I'm on right shoulder down.
Okay. Never on your back.
No, if I
No.
on my back, I feel like I get like scary dreams.
Oh, okay.
If you sleep somewhere else and there's a door on the other side,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to swap.
Yeah.
then you're left shoulder.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Don't know
Oh,
why.
I just yawned as I spoke to you. Then. I'm really
boring you that
sorry.
much, that's
What do you do if the door is like, say the bed's here and the door's like in front of you? Do you have to like...
I just that would make me feel really uneasy. If the door, if
you might
you're, like,
sleep
facing the door.
sideways on the bed.
I think I'd have to. I'd have no
It's the only
choice.
option.
When you were looking for your new house, did that come into play? Like,
You can just move a bed.
You have a point.
That doesn't really matter where
I just
it
felt like the
is.
bed was already in my room. I'm here. The door is here.
Right.
So that's
it's like
fine.
an
I can
easy
see the
setup.
door,
Yeah.
but the door is not behind me.
Interesting.
So if spooky ghosts come in, I need
They're
to be
not
able to
real,
see them.
Vicky. You're fine.
Okay, that's your opinion.
What is your favourite meal of the day?
All breakfast. Going out for like food, breakfast. Yeah.
You don't like breakfast, do you?
Do you not?
a big breakfast.
You
Yeah.
just eat
I
breakfast.
feel like
very
if someone's like, "Do you want to go for breakfast?" Absolutely.
often. Oh, yeah,
Breakfast every
that's the
morning.
best meal
Yeah.
to eat out.
Oh,
for
I
sure.
cannot function if I do.
Oh no.
100%. Yeah.
I used to be able to do without breakfast.
I get a
but
bit
can't.
cranky.
Yeah.
If not,
A
yeah.
little bit angry.
Tummy's rumbling.
Yeah.
It's not good. Not a good vibe.
Just feel a bit sickly as well when I haven't eaten anything. I'm like,
Oh no, I feel sick if I eat pre-11 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any like a drink or anything?
No.
really?
So you're just
It's like a little raisin
hungry and-
until
yes,
11.
shriveled until 11.
What a sad little existence. That's so
Even like on a
horrible.
weekend.
Yeah.
God.
Do you look at the time?
Yeah.
It's
You're
11.
No, my stomach starts
Quarter
to
two,
rumble.
can't eat yet.
My stomach starts to rumble around 11.
So you've not
Like
even
that.
had like a cup of tea or like a water or... Okay.
You're meant to drink like a litre or 500
By
ml
like 10
when you wake
a.m,
up, aren't
yeah.
you?
Really? Oh, my water.
I just drink it at 11.
Just do extra drinking. Okay. Do you like to shower in the morning or the evening? Or neither? Whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna put curveball. Third
Okay.
answer. I'm gonna say both.
At lunch.
You're a both kind of person.
It depends. Like I feel like I
Really?
like waking up in the morning being like shower, but if I get in, it's like if you
Shower.
shower. But then if like you've been out and about and
Yeah,
then
a
you get
bit
back in, I might
gross.
feel a bit grim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I can
will
see
say-
that.
Like, I'm a morning shower.
A morning
But
shower.
also, like, I do like sometimes showering in the evening and then waking
get
up in
a
the
bit
morning
cozy.
and being like, I don't know, I'd have a shower.
Yeah.
that is quite nice.
Yeah.
That rarely happens though, because sometimes I feel like I'd want to go straight to bed when I get home. Not if I get back at like,
Immediately through
Just
the door.
in the door, straight in
o'clock.
bed.
oh, that would be a dream.
I
though.
think it depends. If it's like if I have to do a hair wash, whole different story.
Yeah,
that
I
changes
agree.
up the whole schedule.
I agree.
That's you have to plan that weeks in advance.
How often are you washing your hair?
Do you know what? I'm trying to get better at it because before I was like feel like I'd wash it like all the time. But
not good.
I feel like that's not good for you. So
No.
We're like once a week.
really,
I can't believe you can get away
aspire.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm every other day.
Really, I think I'm every 3 days.
Or if I haven't seen people, then I can eke it out
Then
a little
it's-
bit longer.
yeah.
I know that I can
And
scrape it up.
Every 7 days, every weekend.
Wow. You're living my dream.
Wow.
I know, guys.
It's true, you can do that too. Vicky, what is the worst sandwich filling?
I'm gonna also be controversial here. I don't like sandwiches.
So all of them.
I feel like worse. Oh, if anything with tuna and mayo in it,
Oh,
wrong.
I
Get that
love
away from me
tuna.
right now.
Oh.
Hate it.
Love tuna.
And I'm using the word hate here. I just feel like if someone's like, oh, okay, what do you want for lunch? Why on earth am I having a like you bite into the bread and like the bread just sticks to the roof of your mouth and like there's just a lot going. You have to get a drink to like.
So what do you have for lunch then? What do you
Not a
prefer?
sandwich.
Not like
I don't mind-
pasta?
Let me correct myself here.
Okay.
Bread and the filling. It could be like a panini.
Okay.
Panini, fine.
Just like
Toasted,
sandwiches.
like a toasty,
fine.
fine. Sandwich.
Don't like soggy bread then. That's
It's just
what
it's
it is.
cold and it's like a bit damp and
I
it's
love
just
a
like
sandwich.
like a damp bit of bread with like filling.
I mean, you've seen this cucumber at school.
No, they were
No,
cucumber
no,
and
no, no.
stuff. Like it wasn't just cucumber.
No, mine was just cucumber
Cucumber and
butter.
bread. Oh
I thought
god.
we know who the
You've
favourite
been
child
mugged
was.
off.
That's why I don't like butter. I don't like butter in a sandwich.
That makes the bread soggy. Anything with tuna.
But
Not
then
anything
you've
with
just
cucumber.
got dry bread.
No, I don't like butter.
Oh, I'd have to have
Okay.
butter.
I don't like butter.
If I presented you with a sandwich here,
Melted butter.
what sandwich is here right
Yeah.
now?
Tuna and sweet corn.
Oh, that wouldn't be my favourite.
We're gonna have to end our friendship here.
We've had this conversation
We've had a
about
good
something
run.
else that you don't like.
Oh, I know what it is, and I feel like this could break up the friendship if I bring it up. It's
Oh.
a Terry's chocolate orange.
Yeah.
You don't like them.
I don't
What's
like orange chocolate.
What? Why? What's not to
I'm
like?
feeling very attacked right now.
Sorry, we'll move
I'd
on.
like to side with.
Yeah, you
I
don't like
see-
chocolate orange,
I'd
do
eat
you?
it, but I don't see. I
love
don't
a
see
cherry
Oh,
why.
I love orange chocolate. That is my
I
favourite
just think,
flavour.
why are we doing this?
Why are you
why have we done
together? Oh no, I love them. A
Break
dark
up.
Why have we done
chocolate, Terry's chocolate orange.
No,
no,
My
no,
God.
no.
I like the normal standard Terry's chocolate.
Yes,
I think if it comes to chocolate, it can be like anything that's like nutty, like a hazelnut.
Ugh.
I do like fruit.
What,
You don't like fruit and nut. I like fruit and nut.
That I can say.
You just love the word
differently.
lesson.
Said no one ever.
And that's the end of the podcast. Thank you.
Interesting, controversial. That
I know
I think.
it is controversial.
If animals could talk, which would be the most annoying?
Annoying. Oh, like it's got to be something that's a bit like jittery.
Jumpy.
What's jumpy?
Chihuahua.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
that'd be really
can have a
annoying.
conversation with
Yeah.
a chihuahua.
No, that is fair.
I always imagine chihuahuas have really thick Mexican accents.
Yes.
Like a little sombrero.
Like if they were to talk, they would have.
Don't do the accent. What is your least favourite organ? in your body. These are all sent in by the people at home.
Least favourite, like one that I just don't use.
Yeah,
like
or just don't like
a
it. Just like which organ
appendix.
you don't
probably.
like it.
Well, like
It's only going to cause trouble, isn't it? It's not,
maybe an appendix. We could probably get rid of that. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Is that an organ? What does it do?
It doesn't really do
Just
anything.
there, yeah, bin that off. It's
Okay.
fine.
Plane seats, aisle or window? Well, after your experience,
Well, after
in the
I've been
aisle,
concussed,
probably
probably a
window.
window.
Yeah.
Usually, I would say I feel like if it's like a 2, 3, 2, I would like to be in the 3 but on the aisle.
Yes, I agree
Because
with
then
you.
it's like if I fall asleep, the person in the middle can jump out the other side.
Okay.
But then if you're on the aisle on the window, you have to get up.
Yeah, you are stuck there.
Yeah.
That's
But
so
for
true.
not being concussed, window.
When I flew back from Copenhagen, the whole plane was packed, and I got onto a row. And in Ryanair, you have to they charge you to choose your seat.
Which
Yeah.
is wild, by the way, because I've already paid to get on
Yes.
the plane. What do you mean I have
I've
to pay
done
to
the
sit down?
fee. Yeah.
So Hannah and I didn't do that. We were like, look, it's only
Just
just
a
like an
free-for-all.
hour flight. We don't really care whether we sit next to each
No.
other. On the way out, Hannah's ticket said 1A, and she was
Ooh.
like, oh my God,
The chosen one.
Then we got to boarding the plane, and the woman was like, really sorry, you can't have 1A. And also, she was at like 37B.
Oh.
Right, the way back. But on the way back, the whole plane was packed, and I was in a middle seat, and I was sat, and then I was waiting, and then they were just like, boarding complete, and I had a whole front.
Oh, that
That
is the
is
dream.
the
Everybody else on the plane was
dream.
like this, and I waved at Hannah, and I was like, oh
That
my
is the
God.
dream.
So I invited her.
Oh,
around
yeah,
my
I
seat,
see.
but I was
Well, you actually have to stay over there. This is for me.
Have a nice flight. We had that in Bulgaria though, but they said that people weren't allowed to. I had the whole aisles myself, and then the people weren't allowed to move because of weight distribution,
They do it.
which is kind of rude. Like, you are going to
Weight
unbalance the
distribution
plane.
for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they did it for suitcases.
No, it's people as well. They didn't want anyone to sit near me.
Also, I don't think that's going to make a massive difference, is it?
Also, how rude that I'm clearly big enough for like one whole aisle just for myself. She needs no one else.
That's a bit weird.
like when I a recent plane I was on the.
Why did you say it like that?
A recent plane was
frequent.
No, I sat in the I was sat in the emergency door.
Oh yeah.
I don't like sitting there.
And they
Oh, I do. Get more leg room.
Yes,
But
but
you were that responsible
for the
person.
job. And they came over and they were like, "Are you all willing to take the risk of helping?"
No,
fellow
Yeah, they have to
passengers
ask you.
in an emergency." And like we all just went, "Yeah." And then he was like, "No, I need to hear each and every one of you say it individually." So we had to go
Like
the
some
row,
form of
being
the Hunger Games.
that's
Like, what's going on?
the row, like, yes, yes, sure.
That's really scary.
I was next to the window, so
it's your job.
been your
Yeah.
job.
My
yeah.
job to lift it. And I said to the woman next to me, I was like, I don't think I'm strong enough. And she was like, it's okay. I'll be in charge of baggage. You be in charge of the door.
You were like actively planning.
Absolutely not.
That would make me wildly uncomfortable.
I spent the whole flight, and Hannah was like, did you sleep? And I was like, no.
On edge the
She
whole
was worrying
time.
about the job I had to do.
Yeah, you're responsible for that whole Ryanair flight.
Yeah.
No.
You can't say no.
Yeah,
They
you
need
can.
Yeah, but I had so much
You are
I
so
know.
awkward.
The leg room is nice, I have to say.
And also, I would feel so teeny weeny if the two people next to me went, yeah, and I just
Like,
went,
no. No.
And then you get subbed out.
Anyway, we'll do 2 more
Oh, yes.
questions. If colours had a smell, which would be the worst and which would be the best?
oh, that's such a good question. Best one,
Mhm.
like a purple, like a lilac.
Purple, do you think?
Okay, you both looked at me as if to be like incorrect.
I would have gone with red. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
I feel
feel
like-
orange or yellow.
Oh,
Orange
no.
is giving like it's gonna smell like Dettol.
Orange,
Oh, okay,
orange would smell
yeah.
like an orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, just smells like
Purple.
clean.
I can see what you mean though.
Purple's
Purple, like a nice.
floral,
Mm,
you know.
not a pink.
No. Oh, pink could work as
Pink
well.
could work.
In that sort of like category.
Yeah. And what's the worst?
Oh, like
It's like poo brown, isn't it?
Despite
Poo
that
brown.
one, maybe like
That's
a
not what they call it. Paint
poo
shop.
brown. We can't do it for
Seafoam
Dulux paint
green
shop.
and
Ah,
poo
yes,
brown.
poo brown.
Walnut is what they probably call it.
Worst smelling one, maybe like a grey.
Okay, yeah.
I just feel like it would just
Bit
smell like
ambiguous.
musky.
Yeah.
Or like when you turn a radiator on and it smells a bit dusty,
Yeah.
grey.
Weirdly, I think
know?
yellow would
Just
also
like
smell
hot
bad.
dust.
You think yellow would smell?
Yeah, because it just reminds me of like wee.
That would just be lying.
Are you alright? You not like lemons? Or
I don't
something
like lemon
that?
either, so like that kind of
So you've got
yellow
wee yellow
would
and
smell
poo brown
bad.
on your colour paint chart.
just feel like that chair colour yellow would smell bad.
Chair.
Do you believe in love?
Don't you think that yellow would smell bad?
No.
I think it smelled like a weak lemon squash.
Yeah, mustard actually.
Interesting.
This is giving
That's
mustard.
a good question.
But then like this is smelling dust.
It smells in
There's
here.
a pea yellow chair and dusty
A lovely
chair.
home you have.
Well, thank you very much for watching. This has been She Hit Me With a Cactus with our special guest, Vicky. Don't forget to subscribe.
Rate
No, follow
5
us.
stars, no.
Follow us on
Wrong
TikTok.
us. See,
I've discovered you can rate us on like
Can you?
if they're listening, because my friend was like, "Oh, I always give you 5 stars." So
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
you can.
thank you for
Thumbs up.
raising me.
5 stars.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Don't really understand what's going on.
It's a bit hard.
No, it is sensitive. It's not my only problem.
Are you sure it's a bathroom?
He had chicken feet.